So myself is Srinivas. I'm having 60 plus years experience. I started my career as UNIX administrator. I worked on UNIX, Sun Solaris, Linux, HP, IBM AX. I was into storage technologies, Veritas Volume Manager, Veritas Cluster, Veritas Net Backup. I'm into the cloud now, Azure DevOps, AWS DevOps as well. This is a demo for Linux shell scripting. So before we start the shell scripting, first we'll talk about what is operating system, what is OS, how many types of OS operating systems we have, what is client, what is server, and what is the difference between Windows architecture and Unix architecture. Today class we talk about first operating system. Tomorrow we'll discuss about the shell scripting part. So shell scripting required mandatory. You need basic commands. Linux basic commands. The duration of this 1 week. After 1 week, we'll start the shell script. Duration is 30 days. So totally 45 days, which covered Linux fundamentals and shell scripting. So first talk about what is operating system. How many types of OS and what are those? There are two types of OS. One is called Microsoft Windows family. The other one is Unix family. There are two types of OS, Microsoft Windows and Unix. Which are comes under Microsoft family. We also call flavors of Windows. Those are Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11. All these are comes under Microsoft family. We also have Windows 2012, we call 2012, Windows 2016, also called 2016, Windows 2019, 2019, Windows 2022 or 2022. These are comes under Microsoft family. What is different between Windows 7, 8, 10, 11 and 2016, 2019, 2022? The difference is Windows 7, 10, 11 are client operating client OS, whereas 2012, 2016 are server operating system. Microsoft has been classified as two types, client OS and server OS. What exactly client? What do you mean by client? What do you mean by server? A client is a single user. Server is a multi-user. What is single user? What is multi-user? A laptop is single user. You cannot log in more than one user in a laptop. Only one user can log in at a time. That is called single user. All ATM machines are single user. We can insert only one ATM card at a time. Server is a multi-user. Gmail.com, Yahoo, Facebook. All these are applications. These applications are deployed on server ways. We can't deploy the applications on client ways. We required server operating system. Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, all these are applications which is deployed on server ways, whereas server is a multi-user. That is different between client and server. Unix, there are so many flavors. Like one is Linux, the other one is Solaris, HPX, HP Unix, IBM AX, 264 Unix, NCR Unix, Macintosh, AppleTalk, Digital Unix, SCO Unix. There are so many flavors. All this comes under Unix family. This comes under Windows family. This comes under Unix family. Here, which are clients, which are server? There are so many flavors of Unix. Which are client, which are server? There is no client voice. All are server operating system. In Unix, there is no client voice. All are server operating system. Windows can be configured as a client. Windows can be configured as a server. But Unix, no client. All are server voice. In your laptop, the system name, the laptop is a system. The system name, Windows we call computer name. Computer name or system name, both are same. You want to see the computer name, system name, go to this PC properties. There we can see the name of the system as computer name. Whereas Unix we call host name. Windows we call computer name. Unix we call host name. Both are not same. Computer name is different, host name is different. What is the difference between computer name and host name? In my lab, if I install Windows 10, Windows 11, I call my laptop is a client. The reason is I install the client operating system. On the same laptop, if I install 2019, 2022, I call my laptop the server. Why? Because I install the server operating system. I can configure my computer as a client. I can configure my computer as a server based on what Microsoft family you install. Whereas if I install Unix, that could be any flavor. Unix always host. What is the meaning of host? Host always server. Host cannot be a client. Example, air hostess. What is the job of air hostess? Serves client request. Serve the client request. So host always server. Host cannot be a client. The real time Unix always servers. Windows always client. Don't stop learning. Only learning shell scripting. Shell script is mandatory for DevOps. Lot of demand, lot of opportunities for DevOps, development and operation. Shell scripting is required for AWS, required for Azure Cloud. So whoever joined for DevOps or AWS or Linux administration, don't stop learning only with shell scripting. Better you go for after scripting knowledge, you can go for Azure DevOps or AWS DevOps for better opportunities. So that is different between Windows and Unix. Windows have a client OS and server OS. Unix no client, only server operating system. Coming to the device drive. What do you mean by driver? A piece of software. A driver is a piece of software which interact with hardware devices. Keyboard is a hardware, mouse is a hardware, monitor, hard disk. All these are hardware devices. If at all you want to access any hardware devices, I need a driver that is called device driver. Device drivers are two types. One is called monolithic device driver. The other one we call modular. There are two types of device drivers, monolithic and modular. The difference is monolithic means cannot be changed, or removed. You cannot add, you cannot remove it, you can't change it. That is called monolith. Cannot be added, cannot be removed, cannot be changed. What is modular? We can add a module, we can remove the module. The module can be added, module can be removed. We can install the module, we can uninstall the module. That is the difference between monolithic and modular. What is the best example for monolithic in mobile, which cannot be uninstalled, which cannot be removed? That is called operating system. Like iOS. What iOS stands? iPhone operating system. Android. iOS, Android, these are called mobile operating system. You cannot uninstall, you cannot remove it. It comes along with mobile. What is modular? Apps can be installed, apps can be uninstalled. That is called modular. WhatsApp, Truecaller, all these are modular. We can install it, we can uninstall it. Finally, mobile is what? Is it monolithic or modular? It is not 100% monolithic, not 100% modular. The operating system is monolithic. Remaining, everything is modular. When you purchase mobile, it comes with the default apps. Those default apps, we cannot uninstall it. We can't remove it. That is called monolith. So to understand the shell scripting, you need to understand the architecture of Linux, the difference between Windows architecture and Unix architecture. The laptop is a hardware. You have a hardware. On top of this, you are going to install operating system called Windows. On top of the Windows, we are the user. Hardware. On top of the hardware, we install the operating system. That operating system, we call it as a kernel. What is kernel? Kernel is a component of operating system. Operating system, kernel, both are same. On top of that, we are the user. So in Microsoft, user always interact with the kernel. Kernel is nothing but OS, operating system. User always interact with the kernel, and the kernel will interact with the hardware. What is iOS? What is Android? Nothing but kernel. Kernel, operating system, both are same. You want to see that Android version, iOS version, go to About Phone. In About Phone, we'll see that kernel version. There is a kernel version. So kernel means what? Operating system. This is Windows architecture. If it is Unix architecture, there is a hardware. On top of the hardware, There is a kernel. On top of the kernel, we have a shell. On top of the shell, we are the users. Hardware, kernel, shell, on top of that, we are the user. This is the difference between Windows architecture, Unix architecture. What is the difference? No shell in Windows, shell only in Unix. So how do you define the kernel? A kernel is a piece of software which interacts with the hardware device. There is a mouse, monitor, keyboard. Because of the drivers, where the drivers are installed, the drivers are installed in a kernel. Or you can say a kernel is the interface between the user and the kernel. Interface between the user and the kernel. Meaning of interface, you won't access any hardware devices, you can't access directly. We need a driver where the drivers are in a kernel. Through kernel only, you are able to use the hardware, interact with the hardware. Or you can say a kernel is the file which contains all system drivers, which are called system drivers, keyboard, CPU, monitor, mouse, all these are system drivers. Where the system drivers are installed in a kernel. Every operating system has their own kernel. The name of the kernel file in Linux we call it as VM Linux. VM Linux, name of the kernel, name of the kernel file. A kernel is a file which contains all system drivers. This is the name of the file. In Windows also we have a kernel that is called command.com and io.6. There are two files in Windows, command.com and io.6. Both the files we call it as a kernel. What is command.com? Press Windows R, type CMD, it goes to command prompt. This is called command.com, command prompt. Type dir to see the files and folders. CLS, clear the screen. MD, make folder. CD, change folder. RD, remove folder. Where these commands are, these commands in the command.com. What is command.com? Name of the kernel file. So where these commands are in the kernel. dir, tls, clear the screen, make directory, change directory, remove directory. All these commands are in the kernel. What io.sys file contains all system drivers. At the time of installation of operating system, the system drivers are automatically installed, like keyboard, mouse, monitor, hard disk, memory, processor, motherboard. All these are drivers automatically installed. How to see the system drivers? Go to device manager. Are you going to install these drivers manually? No, right? These drivers are automatically installed while installation of operating system. These are called system drivers. You cannot uninstall CPU driver, motherboard driver, hard disk driver. Why? Because the kernel is monolithic. What is the meaning of monolithic? Cannot be uninstalled, cannot be removed. So kernel always monolithic. Like iOS is the kernel. You can't uninstall it. Like that, for all Microsoft family, my kernel is same. What is that? Command.com io.6. That's why we call it as flavors of Windows. The meaning of flavor for all Microsoft family, the kernel is same. For all Unix family, the kernel is same. That's why we call it as flavors of Unix. The difference between Windows architecture, Unix architecture, no shell in Windows, shell only in Unix. So what is shell here? A shell is the command interpreter. Or you can say a shell is the interface between the user and the kernel. The difference between Windows architecture, Unix architecture. Windows user can directly interact with the kernel. Windows user can directly interact with the kernel. Unix user cannot directly interact with the kernel. User always interact with the shell, shell interact with the kernel. Unix we have a commands like ls, list the files, where the command is not in the kernel, in the shell. ls list the files, pwd doesn't work in directory, mkdir make directory. All these commands are in the shell, not in the kernel. Clear the screen. We are going to learn shell scripting. Why it is called shell scripting? We are going to write the script in the shell. Shell is interface. Without shell, you cannot interact with the kernel. If I write the shell, if I write the program in the Java, we call it as a Java program. If I write the program in the Python, we call it as a Python program. If I write the program in the shell, call it as a shell program. If I write the program in the Perl, we call it Perl programming. This is called shell programming. Why it is called shell programming? We are going to write the program in the shell. So without a shell, you cannot interact with the kernel. Without a shell, we cannot create the user. Without a shell, you cannot log into the user. Every user must have a shell to work. Every user must have a shell to work. What are the types of shells available? in Unix or Linux. No difference between Unix or Linux, both are C. SS stands bound shell. KSS stands bound shell. CSS stands C shell. TCSS stands advanced C shell. Bash stands born again or born alive shell. We can run the commands on any one of the shell. All Unix commands we can run any one of the shell. We can write the program any one of the shell. All the shells are available in Linux, but every Unix operating system has their own default shell. Every OS has their own default shell. Bourne shell is a default in Solaris, one of the Unix operating system. Corn shell is the default for HP Unix, IBM AX, and Bash is the default for Linux. Linux default shell is Bash. Going forward, we'll see that how to check the default shell, how to change the shell from one shell to another shell. All this stuff we'll discuss once we start the basic command. Why we call flavors of Windows, why we call flavors of Unix. Take an example, cool. There are so many flavors under Coolton, like Pepsi, Thumbs Up, Coca-Cola, like so many flavors. Why we call the flavor? Flavor in the sense there should be some monolithic. What is the meaning of monolithic? Which cannot be changed. What is monolithic in the cool drink which cannot be changed? That is called water. We can't remove the water, we cannot change the water. So water is monolithic. That's why we call it as flavors of cool. What is the difference between Pepsi and cool drink? Thumbs up and cool drink. Cool drink is a trademark. It's a trademark or generic word. Trademark or generic word. When you go to shop, we never ask the shopkeeper, I need a cool drink. I should tell the flavor because no meaning for cool drink. Likewise, Windows is a trademark. Windows is operating system, not operating system. Windows is not a operating system, it's a trademark. I should tell that I install Windows 10, Windows 11. My laptop is Windows 10 or 11. Don't say Windows. Windows is a trademark. I should tell the flavor. How to see that it's a Pepsi or thumbs up? The color remains same by seeing the label. If I remove the label, we can't identify it's a Pepsi or thumbs up because the color remains same. Likewise, how do you come to know that your laptop Windows 10 or 11? Go to this PC property. By going to this PC properties, we'll come to know that is it Windows 10 or Windows 11. Likewise, Unix is a trademark. Under Unix, there are so many operating systems. In that, we are going to learn Linux. But whatever shell scripting we are learning in Linux, the same script we can run on Solaris, we can run on HP Unix, we can run on IBM AX. It is a portable. Portable means what? The same program, same script we can run on any Unix family. The reason is for all Unix family, my kernel is same. Any questions?
Um, Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell.
Yes, like you said in window architecture, there is like in kernel there is dir and cls. Like same,
Mm.
it is present in Unix architecture also.
That's what. In Windows
Ah,
architecture, the commands are in the kernel, but here the
okay.
commands not in the kernel, in the shell.
Okay, so like with the help of shell, we interact with kernel.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay,
User cannot directly interact with the kernel. Will always interact with the shell. Shell interact with the kernel.
okay, okay. And
Suppose
like,
I type ls. Suppose I type ls command. ls is list the files. Like dir Windows, Unix we call ls. List the file.
mm-hmm.
It will go to shell. Do you have a command ls here? When the command is found, ls command execute. It passes to
Mm-hmm.
the kernel.
Okay, okay,
In
okay, got
place of ls, if I type sl, what the
it.
error? Command not found. Where the error is in the shell. Shell can't understand what is SL. It understand only ls. That gives the error. Command not found. It
Oh,
is called interpreter. Command interpreter.
interpreter. Okay, okay, got it.
In the real time, while learning your DevOps, we'll discuss that how to deploy our application on Linux platform. Of course, we can deploy our applications on Windows or we can deploy their applications on Linux. But real time, 90% will always deploy our applications on Linux server. Why not Windows? Because because of the shell. What is the advantage of shell? No virus for Unix. Virus only for Microsoft. We never heard about virus for Unix. The reason is because of the shell. Any unknown program which are unknown to the shell, any command or program which are unknown to the shell, it won't allow you to execute and pass to the kernel. It is blocked here itself, like a firewall.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt. Hello.
You tell me.
So like you said, like we are like I'm new to this. So you are saying like we are learning here shell scripting. So if
Mhm.
we write any script, so it is
Mhm.
we can use that script in all these Linux like types of shell like sh, ksh.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We can run the script on any Unix family that is called portable, and we can run the script on any one of the shell, Bourne shell, corn shell, she shell. We can write the script on any one of the shell.
Okay, and one more thing, like I have heard about that Python scripting and like all these types. So
Yeah.
what exactly we are learning? Like I don't know.
See, the why we need to learn Python scripting, Java scripting, and what is this shell scripting? Shell scripting has one limited some limitation, like you can't develop your application with the help of the shell script. Shell
Okay.
scripting only for automation.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of automation taking the back or running some task? For example, there is one application to configure that application. I need a minimum 15 steps. Run the 15 steps. Run the 15 steps in all the servers manually. It's a time-taking process. Write the
Yes.
script for that. Write the script for that. Run the
Mm-hmm.
script. The task will be executed automatically.
Okay.
Shell scripting only for it has some limitation. We can't develop your applications like Java, Python, those programming languages used for develop your application, but not the shell script.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
And more we'll talk about scripting tomorrow. The difference between shell scripting and other programming language.
Okay.
Right. Any questions here? Okay, guys, we'll continue tomorrow, same time, same day.
Sir, one more thing. Can you please share the course content? Like I have searched on the website, but I didn't get it actually.
Yeah, I'm not the concerned person. Please ask the DURGASOFT team.
Okay, okay. I will talk to them. Thank you.
Thank you.